Leadership is the theme that we are talking about today. It has come out leadership, and you're following your inner leadership and getting clear on that. The new moon in Scorpio is initiating a rebirth within you, and you may feel there's a density. You may feel that you're coming into nurturing for yourself if you tend to care for and show up for others, that you're considering, and you may be even feeling that you're in a selfishness in prioritizing yourself. That energy has come out in the tarot in Queen of Cups come out reversed. And I asked for a clarifier on that, and that is the King of Cups, and it's upright. So it may feel that you're going into the descent in caring for you, and it may be your priorities are maybe on materialism and how you can take care of you and take care of your needs, and you're wanting to provide for yourself, and you may be overly focused on that when you're asked to release and shed and trust and allow and embody the energy of the King of Cups, which has emotional maturity, inner stability, calm, and simple satisfaction and enjoyment for the simplicity of what is here and now in the now. And there's a steadfast steadiness and the long-term view in that, in feeling a contentment and an inner stability and a calm. And he's being called like the good guy of the tarot, in feeling that maybe you're questioning, how can I be the good guy, even through going through the descent of feeling a selfishness or feeling even rage coming up. And you can go through this in the spiritual awakening path in realizing, you've given over years of your life to things that were programming that were not you, like even getting up early in the morning and getting yourself dressed and putting on your school uniform or whatever it may have been, whichever country you're tuning in from, and what your cultural norms are and were, and going by the program of what you're taking in and what you're absorbing, which was not allowing you to be in your inner expression, in your channeling, in your creativity, in simply allowing yourself to be at one with nature, being out in nature. And you may be feeling that you're reconnecting with what gives you contentment and satisfaction and simplicity, in reclaiming those parts of you, in reclaiming what you enjoyed, what gave you a natural sense of curiosity and play and wonder and pleasure and enjoyment, adventure, even in childhood, and what you were naturally drawn to was not programming. It was not placed on you. It was not something you were asked to perform in. It wasn't something you were asked to learn. It was something that you were actively seeking out or drawn to and participating in willingly because it was coming from you. You may be asked to reconnect with more of those things, whether it was reading, it was expressing, it was doodling, even as drawing, as in an expression, something coming from you. And in an artistic expression, it was singing, it was writing, it was dancing, it was movement, it was imagination, it was like being in your imagination and how you were creating things in your mind. And I'm hearing figuring out or bringing that forth into your reality and how you were constructing things. Maybe you were building with Lego, maybe, and this is like giving you the need to create structures and systems. This has come on my radio recently and is just coming through naturally on this video. So take it as it resonates for you. You may be refining your sense of inner leadership and wondering how you can show up in serve and who you are in serve, what you are in service to. And that can be in your home dynamic. It can be through showing up for family, in your relationships, and how you're wanting greater emotional maturity and stability and safety, that you're not willing to overextend yourself or be overly nurturing for what is nurturing of you. You may feel that you're regulating your nervous system even more, that you're coming into inner stability and calm and being a safe space for yourself, so that you're aligning more with connections that feel a safe space for you, and that relationships are aligned for you when you feel safe in your body, in their presence, and it's something your body will always communicate with you, that you're not feeling a butterflies, you're not feeling some chemical reaction, you're literally feeling a surrender into softness. You may even feel a tiredness. You may even find yourself yawning because you're releasing, or it's almost like your body is sighing in the presence of that person because you feel safe in their company and in their aura. And how that can help you and support you in those kind of nurturing connections to truly thrive in your leadership, since you're safe and feeling loved and feeling that things are reciprocal and that there's pouring into one another, say two givers giving to one another, and may support you going to a next level of momentum or impact or what you're creating in leadership. This morning on a hike, I came across such pools of water, like cascading. There were storms here in the south of Spain recently, and so much water that I had to kind of wade through some of it, and the current was so strong, and it was giving me this energy of waters feeling choppy, and that could be representative of this Queen of Cups reverse that had come out. It may be feeling that you're feeling a lot or feeling extra sensitive at this time, and that will be the Scorpion new moon energy. Yet, what was coming to me myself in my own experience, and I'm sharing it as a story for how it may resonate with you, is I tend to be, we're refining in self concept, we're owning new energy now. Woohoo. Someone who always wanted to be able to see in clear, pristine water. And because of recall of, times of Atlantis and Lemuria and having such a resonance with that, with being a water baby and really connecting with the water element and having remembrance of pure crystalline waters and living in water and being able to see miles in any direction, that purity and having this sensation in my human form for whatever reason, a personality construct or past life memory of whether it's a phobia that was ingrained in me from past life situation or circumstances, always wanting to be able to see my footing in water and wanting to be able to see what's underneath or below or down there, what's here, or something swimming by me, and being able to have conscious awareness of what is going on and having a dislike for walking in muddy water or not being able to see what is there. And that may resonate for you in terms of uncertainty or like, I can't see what's there. And that's giving me some discomfort or dissatisfaction in I'm needing to know. I'm needing to know the answers. I'm needing to have clarity. Take that as it resonates for you. Yet my body felt so grounded and so anchored and so centered and so balanced as I was walking through that choppy water, the current moving quite strongly and just placing and reading and anchoring myself and even feeling someone was following me that showed up along the way. And there was a sense of embodied leadership that you're going first and someone is following the way and you're owning that more and feeling that more in your body and embodying it in your being and feeling rooted in an inner stillness and calm that you're not knowing what's happening. You're not knowing how things are going. Things feel a bit choppy, that things are picking up momentum and moving faster. Yet you're owning an embodied calm and stillness and stability. So, regardless of any fears or worries or what may be going on as trickster energy in your mind, you're rooting more into the embodied King of Cups, knowing all is well. I'm following my contentment. I know everything is working in my favor. And I'm holding inner stability and calm and confidence and clarity and conviction in my being. I'm owning an energy of following my inner leadership and calling from my heart within me. And I know everything works in my favor and I'm not feeling energies of fear, worry, and doubt. And if you're feeling that and you feel you're really reading in that and anchoring in that, then congratulations and getting to celebration of expecting the absolute very best, really owning and grounding in that security, stability, calm, peace, stability, and knowing of your infinite, abundant, inevitable success. Absolutely beautiful. The message from leadership is like really following your North Star. And you may be feeling that you're receiving more signs on what that is and how you're wanting to show up and what you're wanting to commit to. So that person who had followed me on my walk today shared that they were completely covered in beautiful tattoos and they had like the four elements on them. And which I'd said, I work with the fifth element. They laughed. And I was like, okay, each time you meet someone new, you have a new opportunity in your refined self concept to claim and own who you are and what it is you're showing up for in contribution. And to be wary of the titles and labels you give yourself because you could be boxing yourself unnecessarily. And how much are you owning the energy of who you are as a multidimensional being is what you're showing up as. And you get to redefine and reword that and own new energy within your being in terms of who you say you are or what your calling is or what you're devoting yourself to. And it may not be work, it may be my passion is this, or I'm behind, or I'm a driving force for this, or my mission is this, or I have a vision for creating that. So I'm currently on the pathway of whatever. And you get to manifest through that, through declaring who you are or what you're on the trajectory of or what you're wanting to call in and what you're wanting to focus on, because we're energy flows, where you focus goes is where energy flows, and that's what you're creating, and that's what you're making manifest in the now. So you've got the constant opportunity to be conscious of that and consciously refine it, and consciously refine how you're feeling and what your frequency is in your body and mind body soul connection. And you're owning with greater confidence and conviction and clarity who you are and what you're here to do, who you're here to be. And the constant opportunity of having that is a gift and blessing when you meet with people, when you show more interest in them, when you ask them more questions, when you're seeing even the mirror of that, of why, because there's no coincidence, why that person is showing up in your reality right here, right now, what the potential message or angel message or teaching or wisdom or lesson it is, how you may have the opportunity to receive love or to give love or to share insights. And it can go both ways, and the absolute gift and fascination of that, you can be in wonder and awe in the now and see the unfolding and the insight. So this person who was completely covered in very, very interesting tattoos that to me were almost like a reflection of things that I was interested in, or brought me back to my childhood, like and things that resonated with me along my journey. It was just curious to see that in the mirror being reflected to me, and just taking the appreciation and just taking them in and just discussing them, the storytelling of them. And it was interesting that his arms and legs were completely covered, and had shared with me how he was devoting himself to and loved the work of creating limbs, creating artificial limbs, for arms and legs for people who were amputees, who had lost limbs, and how his face really lit up. I'm getting full body tingles, and his face really lit up, and he said he loved the joy of the passing of time, where people could share with him how much they were benefiting from or enjoying their life even more. And the energy coming through my body, it's just full, like, deep appreciation and gratitude for someone feeling so aligned with their calling. That it's devotional, and they're showing up for that and saying, I'm helping so many people and I'm helping raise their vibrations. And what was coming to me was giving people a sense of wholeness, and coming to me was, you're here in an energetic sense to help people return to a sense of wholeness and feeling whole and complete in their own energy, and reclaiming a sense of spiritual sovereignty. And there's different ways that you can do that, and you can share it and you can express it. You can show up in your voice and visibility. You can dedicate yourself to something. You can create something. You can create poetry. You can write on it. You can do podcasts. You can create circles. You can create events. There's different ways that you can feel that you're aligning with what you're doing. And the message is coming here for not to be overly concerned with the means, with the materialism, with monetizing on that. When you focus on owning and claiming with calmness and serenity and confidence who you are in the totality of your being as already being worthy and deserving, and how you're aligning with the satisfaction of showing up as that version of you in this rebirth of the Scorpio new moon, that this simply balances itself out, that everything comes from there, through you being prosperous in your breath, through you feeling lit up in aliveness by what you're doing, and excitement in who you're being and how you're showing up and what you're committing yourself to. That it simply has to be that all flows from there, because you're flowing in your life force energy. And that can shift, and you're allowed to zoom out and retreat and take space, and to carve out that space to be in your life more, to go hiking, to spend time in nature, to go to the beach, to walk by the sea, to take yourself out for lunch somewhere and read a book, and do things that help you reconnect with your inner child, so you can be in harmony and peace and contentment and joy, and rediscovering yourself and rediscovering what gives you that sense of aliveness and excitement and alignment, so you can show up as a new version of you in that refined self-concept, and keep following the journey as it unfolds, as more magical opportunities and possibilities come in for you. And I shared this morning how I pivoted out of certain things in the past that I felt were too systemic or too dense and too heavy, and were not giving me the freedom to be myself fully, or to follow my belief system or what I wanted to put out there as perhaps filling some kind of void, and creating a container for people who were resonating with my frequency or my belief system, or and so on. And you need nobody and nothing to give you permission to be more yourself. And that is so important as a message for following your own inner leadership and following your North Star. Since if you're aligning with other people or systems or structures, and you're devoting yourself to showing up in a sense that it's it's reaching more people, it's creating even more impact. It's so important also that you feel that you have the full liberation to be you in that capacity. And if you're feeling it's not aligned and it's misaligned, it's not giving you the permission to be yourself, there are other ways to go about that in how you create something new, how you show up online, how you start your YouTube channel or keep growing it in a way you allow yourself to be more you, because then you can align with and meet and draw in and magnetize people that need this version of you as more authentic you and who align with you, who resonate with you, who feel a truth and who feel that they need your wisdom or medicine or alchemy, medicine and transformation, since you're providing transformation through simply being more you. And the message there is to keep communication open in angel messages. The angels remind you that being spiritual is about being genuine and honest with yourself. And this is taking me back to the Seven of Swords card yesterday, being genuine and honest with yourself about who you are and what you want and how you're showing up, and being, authentic integrity with yourself serves you, and it serves humanity at large in that liberated expression from within you, where your people can find you and where they can be ignited to liberate themselves from within in reclaiming a sense of wholeness, beautiful thing, and energy. When you speak from the heart, others feel the resonance of truth and they trust you. Talk positively, focus on the good in life, and you feel happier and healthier. Communication is a two-way process. Listen with interest and respond openly. This improves our relationships. And that energy really is of feeling calm and safe and secure within your dynamics. And this can feel also that you're able to remain rooted in who you are and hold steady and hold calm through the choppy waters, even if there's a sense of conflict or boundaries needing to be expressed and communicated, and knowing that your people will walk through the mud with you. And you will walk through the mud with your people in the name of love. And it requires action. It requires showing up not only in the good times, but also when times get challenging and hard, and that you can commit to it. And what may feel that you may feel you're releasing and letting go of connections or relationships that feel misaligned, where you feel that there isn't an emotional maturity, that you're requiring more emotional maturity by being more emotionally mature yourself, by being tapped in to your own emotional landscape and working with your emotions and owning your own accountability for doing that. That you let go of anybody else being responsible for your well-being and happiness and fully claim that as your primary job, and leading yourself in owning that you are accountable for your well-being and happiness, and has to come from you, to caring for you, caring for your own emotional work and caring for your internal landscape and doing those internal energetic shifts into better as your committed devotional work and communication within with your guides and so on to create better. You may be releasing relationships with compassion, grace, and love that you feel cannot show up for you in the same way that you have been willing to show up for yourself and for others. And to let that be okay, you can return to gratitude, grace, and love. You can love people from afar. You can give people space and grace. And you can trust that all unfolds in divine order and divine timing. And you can call that mantra out: I will to will, I will. I trust everything unfolds in divine order and divine timing, and I choose to align with my highest timeline of joy, abundance, prosperity, and inevitable success. I choose to call in and align with heart and soul tribe who can meet me at my now level of healing and take me further in expansion and transformation for my highest good and joy and truth, beauty, and love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. Beautiful. Listen with interest and respond openly, and that improves all relationships, but also with your guides and with your higher self. Communicate constantly with source using prayer, which is asking, and meditation, which is listening and receiving. Always keep channels of communication open and be a bridge to others' hearts and minds. Ask your angel to step into your aura and communicate in a higher way through you. And the affirmation says, I communicate clearly and honestly. You can also choose to give grace and compassion and have understanding for others who may not quite be there yet or have the capacity to do that. Yet, in your rebirth and owning more of your own self love and driving yourself forward, It is okay for you to have new energetic standards where you're choosing your calm, your peace, and to be around, surround yourself with those that your body feels relaxed, safe, calm, and at peace and ease, serenity with, since that serves your growth, your expansion, your elevation, and it serves your refinement of your inner leadership. And that serves how you show up for others in a better way. So it's important, it's impactful in terms of your frequency and vibration that's creating a ripple effect for the whole world. Your peace and your joy and your calm and your stillness and your inner stability matters so much and holds so much value. You deserve to feel good. You deserve to feel a satisfaction, a contentment, an ease, a flow, a pleasure within you, and aligning even more with what brings you contentment and satisfaction and pleasure, and reconnecting with your inner child and reconnecting with how you want to drive yourself forward, how you want to experience your days, how you want to redesign your life, how you want that rebirth to be ignited from you. I'm doing a workshop on Thursday for the new moon in Scorpio. If you'd like to join me, drop me an email. And also an event for the winter solstice gathering on the 21st of December, which is coming next month. So now is the time to reach out and connect with me if you'd like a ticket to join those ceremonies where I'm doing energy clearance, rituals, mantras, guided meditation, and more, which you really feel a container with potently powerful energy and a transmission coming through. There'll be bonuses and takeaways for you to come away with. And us gathering together in that space can be really powerful for manifesting even together, better together in collective groups. I was guided to take these other two decks out, so I'm going to pull a couple of more cards for you. You can set an intention for what you want to bring your awareness to, for focus, for clarity at this point, as it may resonate for you. Thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. And thank you for your emails and messages that have come in on recent videos, which have felt a little bit more raw, sensitive, and real, yet we're showing up as more and more of being in truth. And that's why I started this channel, to allow myself to follow what was coming over time. If you go back and see my Neptune and Aries video about protecting the heart and caring for the heart, this really feels the energy of coming into next year and the year of the fire horse. While that card is coming out, while Neptune is in Pisces now, that's back to the dream world and your emotions and sensitivity and connecting with your inner waters. Coming back into Aries, that is real leadership energy, and it's being ignited in fire and forward momentum. So this addressing your inner waters and being clearer on how you feel, how you can alchemize and rise in self-love within you is not necessarily a selfishness, it's a service in how it gets better out of you and how you can show up as a next level version of you and surrendering to that rebirth. We have the sage, be devoted and committed, that you may be learning some spiritual lessons right here, right now, and acquiring new information and downloads and wisdom, things being ignited within you, getting a lot of chills. You're receiving a lot of data and information, and it's important to devote time to journaling and writing. I'm hearing you may be writing poems, you may be expressing yourself more, you may be sharing more, you may be meeting with other like-minded people to express and share and reveal your spiritual insights in safety and presence, where you feel that there's trust, where you feel that you are safe to express yourself in a non-judgment area and space, where you're allowed to simply express yourself and it's allowed to be. There is presence, there is love, there's appreciation, there's a softness, there's a tenderness, there's a gentleness. You feel your heart is held in safety. It's so important that you observe what and who does create and facilitate that for you. How you also can be that safe space in facilitating and holding space for others. And that may be how you are being initiated into leadership. Full chills in that, so that may resonate with someone. And I've opened out onto be the light. I'm having a lot of energy coming through, especially through the back of my neck, down my shoulders, into my arms. And I'm hearing release the burdens that are not yours to carry. You're being initiated into a new level of you that feels lighter and freer, where you allow things to be more effortless and all flows with ease. And you can choose to anchor back into more light. You may have faced a lot of darkness. You may be a wounded warrior who has experienced heavy energies and dark energies and witnessed and experienced your own darkness. Yet you're going into even more descent to activate and ignite and choose to align with being greater light and how that's expressed from you. This really feels the energy coming up to the winter solstice gateway of more light coming through. I'm feeling that 3-eye atlas is going to ignite more heart activations and higher frequency awakenings, that a lot more people are going to be experiencing this. And this is why it's so important to return to your simple practices, to get out into nature in the morning, to hydrate, to fast, to eat lighter, to have soul nourishing food, to surrender to meditation, to make the calling within you your priority, to make that and your inner stability and calm and owning the energy of the King of Cups, that rooted in contentment and peace as your main focus and priority, because that will be generating better from you in your reality. And you'll see more and more that you embody that, the more you're generating and creating better for you in living from that frequency. And regardless of thoughts that you may have, if you feel that you're experiencing something of psychic attack, spiritual warfare, that you are an observer of that, you're not allowing yourself to be defeated by feelings of fatigue or negative thinking sinking in, that you ground yourself by the trees, that you drink some water, that you encode, you do a water ritual of encoding gratitude and love and the highest light and highest timeline of joy back into your water as you consume it, and you anchor in greater light and truth and beauty into your being. Abundance is my true state. Beauty is my true state. Blissipin is mine to align with. I devote myself to my communication with my guides and my channeling and my calling coming from the heart. And I trust that prosperity, money, success, heart and soul aligned people commune with me, come into my reality, and flow with ease and safety, trust and surrender and certainty in my being. And I'm so grateful to experience greater inner and outer expansion on a day-to-day basis, where my life gets better and better every day. And I'm here to share that and to ignite that for others. Prosperity flows to me with ease. I'm an inevitable success. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. You can claim that and state it and feel it in your being, activated within you, drawing and claiming and seeing and visualizing the infinity symbol as you are an infinite being in this human form, in this lifetime, free to express the calling within your heart with greater inner leadership. You're safe, loved, cherished, and adored, divinely directed, protected, and guided in every now moment. And you get to do more of what lights you up, letting go of the past, letting go of the programming, the conditioning, being at peace with it, rather than harboring any resentment, which can be a block to abundance. Now going to the other deck for a card from there as resonates. Let me know if this message is resonating with you today. It does feel quite beautiful. And definitely don't be in an energy of comparison. If you feel other people are aligned with a certain calling, that yours is unique to you and your unique soul blueprint. And the more you create space for it and align with it and connect with it, the more it does give you a sense of bliss, of peace, of contentment, of satisfaction, excitement, aliveness within you. Simply surrendering to that discovery and activating it and expanding on it. Okay, I'm being guided to that card. Is a beautiful thing to do. Answer the call. So beautiful. What is your soul calling you to do? And that could be to be in nature. It can be to write something. It could be to read a certain book. It could be to surrender to the magic of now, that someone comes on your radar and you're asked to open to the conversation and the insights. What's coming up in conversation? What themes are expressed? What are you feeling in your body? To become more of the observer and follow the magic of the now, and feel that you're receiving divine guidance and nudges and prompting, that you act and move on them. Since Monday is Moon Day, is for reflection and introspection, you can put that in your calendar at the top of your Google Calendar, like as the focus of the day, to surrender to that. Tuesday is Mars Day and it's a day of action. So it's to act on what is coming to you. It's to take action on what feels aligned. It takes taking action in your expression, showing up in action, taking action on moving on things that you know are going to help you break through into being the most authentic, true version of you and giving you more of the life that you prefer in satisfaction, ease, peace, prosperity, enjoyment, pleasure, satisfaction. It could be simply taking yourself out on a date and enjoying that and sharing that with others. That could be a beautiful action to take. It could also be really committing yourself as the sage in taking action, in expressing what is coming through you as a channel, opening up your camera, going on video and sharing that, committing to writing another chapter of your book or your passion project, building something if you identify with having liked Lego and all of those structures and building. So it may be that your leadership calling is asking you to build, perhaps to create something that you can share that you may monetize on for others so that you can keep going to your next level of leadership. You know in your heart if you tap in and you feel it in a sensory experience in your body, what truly ignites you and what truly gives you joy. And if you'd like to connect with me for attunements to Reiki, which can truly activate and ignite, I've really certainly felt that those who connect with me for those experiences truly align with their sense of Dharma. It's not to, I've had men come to me and say, but I don't want to do the table thing, doing energy sessions such as they had been doing, facilitating energy healing. And my response to that is always the purpose of this is not to make anyone more like me. It's to help support facilitating, holding space for activating and igniting, making you feel more like you so that that's ignited within you and you simply have to follow the calling within you because it unlocks and unveils energies from your being to return you back to more the remembrance of your true states at your core so you can listen to that calling that comes from within you. So people I've connected with have become dance instructors, have become headmasters of schools for children, where the approach is very widely different to what they had experienced in school. And it seems to be a healing journey for them in how they get to make it more creative and safe and expressive and fun for the children and how much joy that gives that person. They feel really ignited and having reconnected with that calling and following that's nothing to do with energy healing, yet it is healing in itself in the energy of that, if you're getting me. People pivoting out of corporate into being entrepreneurs because they feel that since their brain is more neurodivergent, it aligns more with their energy in following their own rhythm and flow rather than the 9 to 5 productive cycle that was giving them so much resistance, was giving them depression, was giving them a sense that they were trying to cram themselves into a box that just was not for them. And we're not here to do that. We're here to be more creators, to express what wants to come from us. So I wonder what that calling is for you. That I love talking about these things I've said in previous videos, just finding out what a person's passion is, what makes them tick, what they're aligning with, what they want to create, what their vision and mission is, and imagining it and letting it unfold and working on it and aligning more with where you are going. Since in psychology, even in Jungian approaches, to look back to your dreams and your your childhood and looking at and examining and analyzing why you may be a certain way, why you have a certain personality, your fears and phobias, and all of that can be so dense an approach. Whereas the Adler approach is looking at the trajectory of who you're becoming and where you're going and the evolutionary process moving forward. And you're asked to align so much more with that. This new moon in Scorpio, it's releasing what's gone, the past, like letting go, like doing cord cutting even to liberate yourself from those energies. So you're truly aligning with who you are now and who you're becoming and where you're going and the forward momentum into 2026. So just really feeling that quite strongly. And you can have and come back to the simplicity of what is here now, what you can appreciate and enjoy now, how you're grateful for your home, how you're grateful for a cup of tea or coffee that you get to enjoy, how you're grateful for having a walk in nature, how you're grateful for getting to choose music that uplifts and inspires you and listen to it and go on a happy dance walk as you get into your playful imagination about possibilities of action steps that you can take. And then, since it's Tuesday, to absolutely go do something about at least one of them and write those things down and intend to move forward as that version of you who's living that reality, who's doing those things, who's showing up that way. In the book, I was guided to gratitude ritual for releasing with love, which I am doing in my workshop on Thursday. This I'd like to read out a couple of the affirmations, the mantras for if you're releasing some connections and calling in what feels more aligned. You can call out, thank you for teaching me the importance of self-love. Thank you for showing me what I choose to no longer allow, tolerate, or accept in my reality. Thank you for helping me recognize my worth and my strength. Thank you for what you activated in me that returned me to my own heart and to myself in new growth, wisdom, and embodiment. I honor the good and I release the rest with love. I welcome relationships that uplift and honor me. I embrace patterns of self-love, trust, and joy. I'm open to connections and experiences that align with my highest good and joy with positive outcomes. I'm grateful for the strength within me and the love that surrounds me. I release this and move forward in peace. So those you can take in for the new moon energies. And if you'd like to join me for so much more, do drop me an email. It's down in the description box below. You're also welcome. And I recommend getting a copy of my book, Evolving in Embodiment, which is on Amazon. Thank you so much again, and sending you so much love. See you in the next one.